Yo, what's good? It's your boy Jay Will coming back with another one, and things are heating up with the Deshaun Watson situation right now. This upcoming week will be the answers we've been waiting for. The league does plan on deciding how long the suspension will be, and they're looking at doing it for at least 1 year. You already know it's your boy Jay Will. Sub to your boy. Smack that like button. Let's get it, man. So D. Watt is facing potentially a 1-year league suspension, and this will be one of the biggest suspensions for a player, for an owner, for a coach in league history. Yes, there has been some other really big suspensions, but for the matter at hand, this will probably be the biggest. And a lot of people are starting to bring up other situations and other type of sexual acts that have happened in the league that owners haven't been held accountable for, such as Daniel Snyder. The Commanders, they have the Washington Commanders, they have an investigation on the owner Daniel Snyder. The NFLPA that could put pressure on the league, because they have a situation where they were, known to be doing certain acts that weren't right within their organization as well. And D. White and his representatives are looking for them to put pressure to bring forth that evidence, the evidence from Daniel Snyder's situation, with certain sexual misconduct going on within their organization, as well as Patriots owner Robert Kraft, who was in connection and had a solicitation arrest as well that was similar to D. White's situation with being with a therapist or massage therapist, and he actually got those charges removed, but he did get charged and he was actually even arrested, but no evidences came forth on that, because the owners have a lot of power, so they can have a lot of things be hidden, and they've done certain acts and certain misconduct similar to Deshaun Watson, but it's more accessible for them to hide it. It's more accessible for them to get those charges removed. So they're looking into getting the evidence from Daniel Snyder, as well as getting the full evidence from when Patriots Robert Kraft was doing certain things in massage therapy sessions, as well as the Cowboys, who had another situation with the Cowgirls or whatever, their cheerleaders. They were filming them, changing clothes or something like that. They're also asking for the full evidence in that. It was the Cowboys worrisome scandal that could put pressure on the league. But it's still really hard in this situation for D. White to have a fair chance, because even if they do say he has a 1-year suspension and then he tries to appeal, at the end of the day, Roger Goodell has the final say. He has, the final outcome. So even if he appeals and Commissioner Roger Goodell or his hand-picked designee has full and final jurisdiction over the appeal. So at the end of the day, Roger Goodell, the powers is in his hand. He could be, the final jurisdiction. He could do it himself, or he could appoint one, somebody that's already been vetted by him. So it's really a hard situation for Deshaun Watson, but this could get ugly if the NFL does want to drop their foot on him and do the 1-year suspension. This could get really ugly for, the Cowboys, the Washington Commanders, as well as Robert Kraft and the Patriots. So this is a lot of juicy, things that are going to be going on this week. And, Deshaun Watson's team is saying, if y'all are going to present all this evidence so that Deshaun Watson can get the most games for his suspension, also put forth what happened with Robert Kraft in those sessions. Why was he never suspended or fined a large amount, or getting drugged out through the media like Deshaun Watson when he was doing something very similar to what D. Watt was doing. I'm not too familiar with his situation, but he was doing something very similar and actually had gotten arrested, as well as Daniel Snyder doing nasty sexual misconduct within his organization, and then as well as the Cowboys filming and doing certain things within their organization. So his representatives are smart for bringing this up because, as we see a lot of the times, the players are, they're the ones that get undermined in a lot of these situations, and they don't have the power to say what they want to say or be fully represented to the full power, especially with the owners being able to get off with whatever happens to them. So it's usually very unfair, but I'm glad this is getting brought to light, because the same energy that is being brought to Deshaun Watson should have been brought to Robert Kraft, should have been brought to Daniel Snyder, should have been brought to Jim Jones, whatever his name, owner for I can't believe Jerry Jones, for that owner as well. So we need to make this fair. It needs to be equal. So, you're going to be bashing Deshaun, wanting him to get a 1-year suspension, then the same energy, the same information, the same investigation that's going on for those owners needs to be brought to light, because, this has been the biggest story. It's definitely been brought to light. Many people have put their input on it, but then you got owners that have done, similar acts that are hiding behind the curtain, not having to come forward, so it's really nasty stuff going on right now. So it's also said that they're going to push for a suspension where he doesn't get paid at all for 2022, or even though they'll suspend his salary, they said they're going to re-put that salary in for the next year. So instead of Deshaun Watson's contract ending in the year 2026, it would end in the year of 2027. So instead of him getting suspended and not being able to get paid, he signed a contract to get paid this year $1 million for base salary. So instead of that being input this year, they're trying to fight for something where next year, when it's his first year playing, he'll only be making $1 million instead of him being docked only $1 million this year. And that was one of the tactics that Deshaun and his representatives, they were really smart of doing. But it looks like the NFL is trying to get around that by not even saying that he's indefinitely suspended. He has no rights to any payment within the league. We're not only just going to make sure that he doesn't get a salary for 2022, we're going to move his salary until 2023, so he's only making $1 million the first year he's actually in uniform playing the full season. So it's a lot of different tactics, a lot of different different counteracts going forward right now, and this is where it's about to get juicy, and you already know your boy is going to keep you filled in. So sub to your boy, smash that like button. You already know we coming with it, man. Let's get it.